After I helped my cousin get hired, she laughed in a group chat behind my back, saying, "I only pretend to like her, she's pathetic and won't last here anyway." I found the screenshots by accident. I smiled, kept helping her with projects, then reported her for plagiarism with full documentation. HR walked her out without letting her say a word. I've been working at this marketing firm in Des Moines, Iowa for a while now. Long enough to know which breakroom fridge smells the worst, who to avoid during lunch, and what managers actually expect from you. I'm not a rock star or anything, but I've built a reputation. I do solid work. People trust me. I get invited to the meetings that matter. My cousin Mallory, yeah, she's the kind of person who always lands on her feet. She's younger than me, only by a few years, but she acts like the world owes her something. When we were kids, she'd throw a fit until someone else cleaned up her mess. She had this fake sweet personality that worked on everyone but me. Still, I helped her. She lost her last job at some PR startup. She claimed they were jealous of her ideas, but I knew she got let go. Probably for the same reason she always struggled, she was lazy but made everything look good on the outside. She came to me crying, seriously crying, saying she needed a fresh start. Said she admired me. Wanted to get her life on track. I got her an interview at my firm. I didn't just refer her. I sat down and walked her through the whole thing, mock questions, sample answers, tips on how to talk to our VP. I even gave her the kind of inside info that took me years to learn. She got the job. Junior marketing associate. Nothing flashy, but decent pay and stability. It's hard to get fired from here unless you really screw up. First few weeks, she acted like she was overwhelmed. Missed a few small deadlines. Struggled with the software we use. I covered for her, told our boss she was just adjusting. I even stayed late one Friday to help her finish a campaign analysis she should have started days earlier. I thought I was helping family. Then one night, I'll never forget this, I stayed behind after hours. Our team had a big proposal due in the morning. I was scanning files for Mallory's portion of the deck. She had saved it in a weird folder, and I clicked into it by mistake. I was just trying to find the outline she worked on. That's when I saw it. A file named lolwercat.png. I clicked it. My stomach dropped. It was a bunch of screenshots from a private group chat with her old college friends. Probably taken to brag. I read them all. I'm dying, she still thinks I need her help. She's so pathetic, like she's my little work shadow. I only pretend to like her, but she's my in. She won't last here anyway. Honestly, I'd kill myself if I ever turned into her. That one hit me the hardest. There I was, reading this garbage from someone I stayed up late to help. Someone I vouched for. Someone I trusted enough to bring into my workplace, where reputation actually means something. I stared at the screen for a long time. I didn't cry. I didn't slam the keyboard. I just sat there. Then I dragged that file into my private drive. And I started paying attention. Over the next few weeks, Mallory kept leaning on me. Hey, can you check this report before I send it? Do you mind showing me how to use that analytics tool again? Could you walk me through the pitch deck format one more time? I helped. I smiled. I acted like nothing had changed. But behind the scenes, I started collecting receipts. The first thing I noticed? Her original work was lifted, word for word, from older campaigns in our archive. Stuff she didn't work on. Stuff I had done years ago. Or things interns had drafted. She tweaked a line or two, then slapped her name on it. Then I saw whole sections of her reports taken from online marketing blogs. Plagiarized, right down to the punctuation. No credit. Just pasted in as her work. I started saving every version. I printed hard copies. I organized everything in folders with dates and links to the sources. I kept copies of the original she stole from. She never noticed. Why would she? She thought I was pathetic. What she didn't know is that I was patient. It took about 4 weeks before I felt like I had enough. I didn't go to my boss. I didn't confront her. I went straight to HR. No drama. Just a clean email with the folder attached. I didn't include the group chat screenshots. I didn't need to. What she wrote about me wasn't the part that broke the rules. The plagiarism was enough. HR didn't respond for 2 days. Then on Wednesday morning, around 10:30 a.m., I saw our HR director walk onto our floor. She had security with her. They didn't make a scene. They walked right up to Mallory's desk. She looked confused. "Mallory," the HR woman said, "you'll need to come with us." "What? Why?" she asked, half laughing. The woman didn't smile. "Now, please." Everyone around us went quiet. Mallory looked around like someone was about to jump out and yell prank. Then she looked at me. I didn't say a word. I was working on my laptop, typing like nothing was happening. They walked her out. Just like that. No one told her what was going on. No one gave her a chance to explain. And she never came back. She texted me that night. Said, "Do you know what's happening? HR won't talk to me." I didn't reply. The next morning, her name was gone from the company Slack. After Mallory got walked out, I figured that was it. She'd disappear, crawl back home, maybe try to spin the story to our family like she always did. She'd say the company was toxic, or that someone was out to get her. That's what I expected. What I didn't expect was the fallout. 3 days later, my uncle, Mallory's dad, called me. That was rare. We weren't close. I didn't pick up, but he left a voicemail. "Hey, I don't know what the hell's going on, but Mallory says you threw her under the bus at work. She's really upset. If this is true, it's pretty low, even for you." "Even for me?" I let the message sit. I didn't respond. But that night, my mom called. I answered out of habit. She got straight to it. "Did you do something to Mallory at work?" I paused. "No. She did something to herself." There was a long silence. "She's saying you got her fired." I didn't answer that. I just said, if she's telling the truth, then she has nothing to worry about. Mom was quiet for a moment, then said, "I just want the family to stay together." I didn't say what I was thinking, that maybe the family shouldn't stay together if this is how people act. A week went by. Things at work were calm. Her desk stayed empty. HR never said a word to me, which told me they handled it cleanly. No blowback. But then, her friends found me. It started with a DM on LinkedIn. Some guy named Brandon who was in that chat thread I had screenshots of. He sent a message that said, "Wow. You really couldn't just talk to her like an adult?" I didn't reply. Then I got a comment on my old Instagram post. Fake as hell. The account was private. No profile picture. Next came an anonymous email. "Enjoy your little throne, you bitter old bitch. She'll land on her feet and you'll still be alone, working overtime for a company that doesn't care." That one stayed in my inbox for a while. I reread it a few times. Not because it hurt, but because it sounded exactly like Mallory. Then something even worse happened. Our aunt called. This woman basically raised us when our parents were working. She was neutral during all our fights growing up. Always said, "You girls need each other." She called me crying. "I don't know what happened," she said. "But Mallory's talking about suing the company. She says you set her up." I sat down hard. She said what? She said you wanted her out and planted things to get her in trouble. That was the moment something in me cracked. Because that's when I realized she wasn't done. Getting fired wasn't enough for her. She needed someone to blame. And it was going to be me. The next morning, I went back to HR. I brought everything this time. Not just the plagiarism. I gave them the group chat screenshots too. I didn't want to. I thought I was done. But now she was dragging my name through the mud outside of work, and I wasn't going to let her rewrite the story. HR took everything seriously. They said they'd update my employee file to reflect that I followed procedure. I wasn't in trouble, but they'd note the ongoing harassment. They even offered to set me up with a company lawyer if she tried to make this legal. That made it real. Mallory wasn't just a bad cousin anymore. She was becoming a threat. And I wasn't going to let her win. A few days after I gave HR the full file, screenshots, emails, timestamps, everything, I thought things would quiet down. But Mallory wasn't done. It started with a call from an unknown number while I was at work. I usually ignore those, but something told me to answer. It was a woman. Calm, professional. "Hi, is this my name? I'm an investigator working with a firm retained by Mallory G**** regarding a potential wrongful termination case." I didn't say anything at first. She continued. "We're gathering background for a preliminary review. Mallory listed you as a key witness." I actually laughed. I couldn't help it. "You mean the person she lied about and talked trash about in a group chat? That key witness?" The woman didn't react. "I'm just calling to see if you'd be willing to give a statement." I told her she could contact my company's legal department. Then I hung up. But that shook me. Because even if she didn't have a real case, it meant she was trying to stir something up. Maybe hoping to scare the company into settling. Maybe hoping to make me look like the villain. And if there's one thing I know, it's that perception matters. At work, I kept my head down. My boss, Kayla, called me into her office that Friday. "Hey. Just wanted to give you a heads up," she said. "Mallory's making noise online." I got a LinkedIn message from some random account asking if we always treat employees like this. I could feel my pulse in my ears. "She's not using your name directly," Kayla said, "but it's obvious who she's talking about." That night, I checked Mallory's social media. Sure enough, she'd been posting vague little jabs. "It's always your own family. Sometimes the people who help you are the ones waiting to destroy you. Note to self, document everything. Even so-called mentors can stab you in the back." And people were commenting. Supportive comments. Friends from college. Distant relatives. Even people from our hometown who barely knew her. "Stay strong, Queen," flexed biceps. "I knew she was jealous of you. You'll bounce back better than ever." It made me sick. She was spinning the story. She knew how to play the victim. I'd seen her do it 100 times growing up, at school, with ex-boyfriends, even with her own mother. But this time I wasn't staying quiet. That weekend, I met with the company's legal rep, not HR, legal. I laid it all out. I showed them how she targeted me. How she was trying to twist the narrative online while actively harassing me through fake accounts and messages. The lawyer was calm, but serious. "We'll draft a cease and desist regarding the public posts. If she escalates, we'll be ready." I felt like I could finally breathe. But then came the twist I never saw coming. One of the interns, Jake, someone I'd mentored for over a year, came up to me Monday morning looking uncomfortable. "Can I talk to you for a sec?" We stepped into a break room. He lowered his voice. "I just wanted to let you know. Mallory reached out to me." I froze. "What do you mean?" He looked nervous. "On Instagram. She messaged me last night. Said you were manipulative. That you took credit for her work. She asked if I'd be willing to talk to her lawyer." My jaw clenched. "She's trying to flip the interns now?" I asked. Jake shook his head. "Don't worry. I didn't say anything. I told her I wasn't getting involved. But I thought you should know." I nodded. Thanks for telling me. I walked back to my desk in silence. Mallory wasn't just trying to protect her name. She was trying to burn mine down in the process. This wasn't about a job anymore. This was war. The message from Jake was a turning point. Mallory wasn't backing off. She was trying to drag anyone she could into her twisted version of the story. Even people who barely knew her. I realized then that she didn't want justice, she wanted attention. And she'd ruin whoever she had to in the process. I didn't want to keep playing defense. I wanted this over. So I made a final move. I called up one of the senior partners at our firm, Brenda. She doesn't usually get involved in small staff issues, but she liked me. We'd worked on a few big client pitches together. I told her everything. Not just what Mallory did, but how she was trying to smear me now. I told her I was tired of pretending nothing happened. Brenda didn't say much. She just asked one question, "Do you have proof?" I said yes. The next morning, a formal internal memo went out to the whole company, a reminder about intellectual property, harassment, and professional conduct, signed by both HR and legal. It wasn't just a slap on the wrist. It was a loud message to anyone watching that the company wasn't afraid of a fight. But I wasn't done. I posted my own message. Not on company platforms, but on my personal LinkedIn, where Mallory had been hinting at me for weeks. Sometimes, when you go out of your way to help someone, they take it as weakness. They forget that kindness doesn't mean silence. I helped someone close to me get a job. They repaid me with lies, plagiarism, and public smears. I let HR handle it privately. But when they started spreading false stories about me outside of work, I defended myself with the truth. Screenshots. Reports. Dates. I didn't smear anyone. I just gave the facts to the right people. If you're going to lie, make sure you don't leave a paper trail. If you're going to fake being the victim, make sure nobody saved your group chat. No names. No threats. Just enough. It blew up. Dozens of coworkers liked it. Some even commented things like, "We saw everything," and "Glad someone said it." My boss DM'd me, "Strong post. Proud of you." Mallory? She went quiet for a while. Until the legal letter arrived. The company had served her with a cease and desist. Any more contact with staff, any more defamatory posts, and they'd pursue charges for defamation and harassment. I thought that would finally end it. But then I got one last message. It was from Mallory. A long email. No apology. Just a rant. She said I always hated her. That I waited for her to fail. That I was jealous of her because she was younger, prettier, and more connected. She said I humiliated her. That she had to move back home. That her name was ruined. That she might never get hired again. She ended it with, "I hope you're happy, because I've got nothing left." And I sat there for a long time reading that line. I didn't reply. Not because I didn't care, but because I did. Too much, maybe. I helped her. I went out of my way. I wanted her to succeed. And all I got was betrayal. Did I enjoy watching her get walked out? A little. Did I go too far by exposing her chat messages? Maybe. But she made the first cut. I just made sure she couldn't make a second one. So yeah, I'm happy she's gone. But I'm not proud of how it ended. It didn't feel like a win. It felt like survival. And maybe that's the part Mallory never understood. Some of us work to build something real. Some of us fight to keep it. And when someone tries to burn it all down, we don't just walk away. We finish it.